Okay, welcome everybody to today's class. Today, I hope you can all hear me, by the way. I hope it's all good for sound and picture. Today's class is on more phrasal verb clusters. These are all taken from the final section of my book where I revise a lot of phrasal verbs. The book will be available in about a week's time, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I wanted to just go through some groups that you can put phrasal verbs into and that I put them into in my head to help me remember these phrasal verbs. So if you have any questions, by the way, please do ask them at the end with pleasure. I will address your questions, especially if they're about this lesson. So firstly, continuation. A lot of phrasal verbs, especially ones with on, denote continuation of some description. So if a referee in a football match says play on, he means continue playing, don't stop. There's not a free kick, there's not a throw on, there's not a corner, but play on, carry on playing. So carry on is another continuation phrasal verb, and go on, keep on, carry on all mean continue. And if you want to use a verb afterwards, use a verb in the gerund form, because we use gerunds after prepositions, and on is a preposition. So that means that with most phrasal verbs, you use a gerund after them. For example, look forward to. I look forward to hearing from you. But there are many others as well. Okay, so play on is what a referee says when he wants you to continue playing football. If a meeting drags on, it means it goes on for a very long time, it continues for a long time, and it's boring. So this has got the boredom factor involved in it as well. It's boring when something drags on. And you might say that the manager dragged the meeting out for an hour, and that would also imply some kind of boredom on your part. So drag on or drag something out for also involve continuation. Go, carry on, keep on, go on, they all mean continue, just as simple as that. If you press on or march on or soldier on, you continue in spite of difficulty. Okay, you continue even though it's difficult. So you march on, you press on, you soldier on. So perhaps you're finding a particular subject at university difficult, a particular module. But you have to soldier on because you need to get to the end of it. You need to see the course through. You need to get through it in order to get your degree. So please soldier on or march on or press on when you are encouraging someone to continue in spite of difficulty. And plough on is similar here, because if you plough on, you might plough on, you might say, I've got loads of exercises to do tonight, but I will plough on. So it's very similar to press on, march on, and soldier on. Very, very similar indeed. Perhaps I should have put it in the same part because I don't see much difference. You continue in spite of difficulty. In spite of the fact that something is hard, you plough on. And if you drone on about something, or by the way, it's on at someone and about something. If you drone on at someone about something, or harp on at someone about something, or rabbit on at someone about something, it just means you talk and talk and talk and talk, and it starts to sound like you're nagging them about this topic. Yeah, look up the word nag. It means just continually going on about the same thing. So there are loads of words here. There's go fits into this group, go on about the same thing, bang on about the same thing, keep on about the same thing. There are loads of words in this group which all mean nag in some way or other. Okay, on to appearing now. I'm going to go quite fast today because I don't have much time. If you show up or turn up, you simply arrive at a place. You show up. If you roll up, this often is for a late arrival. So you might roll up 10 minutes late or roll up half an hour late. If somebody is coming soon, you might say they will come along in a second, or they will be along in a second. So all of these are about arriving in some kind of way. Yeah, all of these are about arriving, but roll up does seem to be arriving late. Sprout up and spring up are not really arriving. It's when you get a new building or a new institute or something like that, a new thing in the town. It could be a shop. Loads of shops are sprouting up on the high street. That means loads of new shops, yeah, are suddenly appearing on the high street. So this is particularly good for buildings. When buildings suddenly appear in a place, you say that they sprout up or spring up. But you could also use these for flowers or plants or trees. And that's really where these phrasal verbs come from. A tree sprouts up, or a seed becomes, you know, it springs up when it comes out of the ground. So you can use those for buildings, but also for flowers, trees, that kind of thing. So sprout up and spring up, when it sounds quite unexpected to me as well, but of course you do expect it with flowers and trees, but I think with buildings especially it sounds like it's quick and unexpected. Okay, crop up or come up just means appear, but you'd use this more for things that you can't touch or things that you can't see. What I mean is, I could certainly say this for phrasal verbs. I could say these phrasal verbs have all cropped up in previous lessons, and they have. They've all cropped up in previous lessons. They've all come up in previous lessons. So if you're talking about the topics that came up in the next class, in the last class, in the previous class, then you mean the topics that were discussed, that came up in class, that cropped up. Okay, so this is very often used for non-physical things appearing, but appearing in the sense of being in the lesson, that kind of thing. Okay, so a lot of different ways you can use that, crop up or come up. Okay, depression and rejection. If you get someone down or bring someone down, you make that person miserable. Nice and simple, yeah, and it's what you'd expect with the preposition down. If you put someone down, you insult them. You say nasty things to them. And we have a lot of phrasal verbs for insulting people. But I've put this one down here because it's with the down phrasal verbs, and it gets people depressed, and you're rejecting them when you're putting them down as well. If you let someone down, you disappoint them. Maybe you don't turn up for a meeting. Maybe you agreed to meet up at a certain place at a certain time and you don't show up, you don't turn up, you don't even roll up late. And so you let your mate down. The person who you agreed to meet, you let him down or her down. Now, if you turn someone's offer down, now here you can turn someone down or you can turn an offer down. Both are possible with this phrasal verb. And if you turn the offer down, you reject the offer. And if you turn someone down, you reject their offer. Okay? So turn someone down means to reject someone's offer or to reject an offer.